Looks like our summer vacation is over. Hello everyone, Artemu the Violet Wizard here, and today we're continuing Stardew Valley. Last time we took care of a couple things around town, most notably buying saplings and making a bridge on the beach, thus opening up some more areas. So this time we're going to be finishing up the season of summer. We only got 5 more days of this season before we move on to what's going to be definitely one of the biggest seasons during this stream series. Very much looking forward to that. Still got quite a few sunny days for us going forward. In terms of some other stuff I want to watch out for, namely some of the stuff we're going to be doing is try to focus on obtaining a few more buildings that we were able to acquire that we haven't been able to build until this point. And it'd be also nice to... what am I thinking here? Just to kind of go over the basic stuff you'll want to get done before the end of this season, cause there is quite a few. Firstly, what I highly recommend doing before the end of this season is investing in the apple and pomegranate saplings before the end of this season, because it'll be very important to have those trees fully grown by the time you get to the next season. And you go ahead and try to get the other saplings. They're not really going to be that important by the end of this. In terms of other stuff that I highly recommend, I recommend getting your axe upgraded to the steel axe so you can access the forest and acquire a lot of the things you're able to get there. Especially one of the things that is exclusive to... one of the vegetables that is exclusive to the summer that you wouldn't be able to get otherwise. So we're pretty good when it comes to our crops here. So definitely want to save a couple more of the mixed seeds for the next season. That's something I highly recommend taking care of. And I guess we can sell most of the rest of these. We're not going to worry too much about building anything for the time. In terms of some of the other recipes we could make, it could be nice to invest in another cheese press and another mayonnaise machine if we want to buy any more chickens or cows. It could also be nice to have a preserves jar ready for what's going to be happening in the next season. So building another of those would be nice. I really want to save my resources because they're going to be useful for a few of the builds that we're going to be doing in the near future. Let's check in on our animals right now and get ourselves some very nice eggs here. Gotta grab our pail for our cow. Something I don't think I noted in a lot of my older sessions is that there are actually 2 varieties of cow you can get. You can get either a white calf or a brown calf when you purchase them from Marnie. It's just something I never really noticed until kind of recently when I was checking out some of my other Stardew files in order to glean some information. Yeah, I think we got enough hot peppers in storage. I also recommend making sure that you have at least one of every crop that you can grow in summer in storage, as they'll be useful for some things coming up. It can be very useful to fill up your recipes and make sure you have some spare crops in case you need them for anything else. just realized I really should not have sold that milk. I should have kept it to make cheese, okay? That's on me. That's okay. Alright, there's not much else we really need at the moment. There's a few recipes we could make right now. So other stuff is going to require a few things. But this day in particular, before we head into town, I'm going to grab this baked fish, as that might be useful for something. Let's fill up a watering can. So before the next season, I would actually recommend upgrading your hoe and your watering can to the skill level, as that will make things going forward very, very easy for you. As we're going to be doing quite a bit of farming in the next season. We haven't been doing too much ever since the big harvest that we've had early on in the summer. But definitely for next time, we are going to want to have our tools nice and upgraded for that. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is head on down to the beach, as it is Willie's birthday, and he offers us some very nice rewards if we are able to get our friendship up with him, so I definitely recommend taking care of that. Willie's a good friend of ours. And wouldn't you know it, he likes baked fish. You remember my birthday! Thank you, this is great! So I actually don't have all of the... Well, I don't have anything that Willie absolutely loves. I just gave him something that I knew he would like, as he tends to favor fish above most other items. I want to come down to the beach also early here today, because I want to see if I could get a particular thing to happen. So if we're very careful here, there is a chance until 1 p.m. that we can encounter a very rare fish that we're not going to be able to catch once summer ends. So it'd be nice to try to find it now. There is another way we can obtain this particular fish, but for the time being, we only have access to it in the summer, so yeah, it's just kind of what I recommend about that. I don't think I should really be coy about this particular thing we're trying to get, considering we had it mentioned in quite a few other stream sessions. I'm actually referring to the octopus, which is one of the hardest fish to catch, and I definitely recommend waiting until you are significantly higher leveled in order to obtain it. Yeah, that is definitely no octopus. It's way too lax. What's nice if you're looking to get this particular fish is that if you have the seaside farm, you'd be able to try to catch the fish just at the start of your day, which I feel is a very nice little bonus to having that particular farm. Gives you a nice way to immediately try to capture certain ocean fish without the need of actually having to walk to the ocean, which does take a while and can be a little tricky, admittedly, to get down here and have enough time to take care of that. But whatever. It's not important. We can try to get the octopus in a few more days. It's not anything really major. We don't need it for anything coming up. Oh, we picked up a dry sea star there. Definitely want to take that to Gunfer. Oh, hey there, Leia. It's like a sweet pea. This is a really nice gift. Thank you. I definitely want to improve my rating with Leia, as we haven't advanced too far with her storyline. We definitely saw a lot from the other characters in the last sessions, which definitely made me happy, even though some of the themes that were going on with their stories were kind of dark, you know? Hey guys, want some flowers? For me? Wow, thanks! I love presents! Thank you! It's nice to get our relations with the kids up. And I don't have a gift for Penny, sadly. We'll try to get some more gifts for her in time. Right, we get started with this sea star there. Doing pretty good at filling up the library. Still gonna take a while before we're able to get everything we can there. But still nice that we are making some pretty good progress. We should be seeing some very good benefits from the museum in the future. So in terms of other stuff I highly recommend doing before the end of the season, once Friday and Sunday roll around, I would highly recommend trying to go to the Wandering Trader and see if you can obtain certain things. I've already obtained them in some of my earlier sessions. Well, in the last session, I know I definitely picked it up. But the rare seed that you can get from the Traveling Merchant is something I highly recommend picking up before the end of summer, as that is a crop that we are unable to grow until fall. And it'd be very useful for us to pick that up once the time comes. All this seaweed we have, I want to check our supplies here. Alright, we got more than enough seaweed for what I want to do in the future. So one of the builds we have coming up is going to require quite a few resources. We're going to need some more green algae for this particular one. We can get that pretty easily from some of the freshwater sources. Just want to look at what space we have for some of the things going forward. Since a lot of this session is mainly going to be spent just getting the farm ready for the things we're going to be doing next time. Alright, I know that in the future I'm going to want to have this area as our eventual orchard. This area I feel like will be relegated to most of the farm work we can do. Alright, so around this area is where I can see us making another one of our builds. Definitely something that'd be very basic, but still very helpful to us. And then around here is another thing I want to put that will make traversing the map a lot easier. Okay, so for one of the builds we can do, we're going to need at least 75 stone. Alright, we got that, and I want to check in... Yeah, the carpenter's shop will be closed at 5, so we don't have enough time for that. But we'll definitely want to get started on that very soon. So for the other stuff we can do, we're definitely going to need a lot more stone, along with that green algae I was saying before. One of the other things I definitely want to work on is to get some more hardwood. So we're going to need at least 100 pieces of hardwood for one of the buildings that we are going to make. So it'd be very nice to get started on that. Alright, so for the rest of the time in this day, how about we go check out the forest, try to get a couple more hardwood. It'll be nice to take care of all that. As we're doing this, how about... Well, what are we able to talk about right now? So, today has been pretty alright, all things considered. Been mostly taking it easy on my day off. And, yeah, things have been pretty good. I was talking with some of my... Oh, excuse me. I was talking with some of my friends over Discord, and spent a good chunk of the morning just watching some cartoons together, and just chatting about various stuff. It was quite interesting. Ooh, we got the green algae we need, so that is very nice. So yeah, we're just chatting and watching a bunch of different things. A lot of things just turned into them just watching some Yu-Gi-Oh! For a bit, and I was kind of not interested in that at the moment, so I was focusing on some other stuff. Namely, I wanted to get ready for lunch, which It's pretty good. I ordered some Domino's pizza, and that was very delicious. But what was not so delicious was the frickin' wait I had to take for the pizza to get ready. So I don't know, man. Since... Well, this is kind of awkward, really, because in the time it took for me to place the order and for the pizza to finally get to my house, it took nearly an hour. And yeah, that was just kind of crazy. Definitely didn't have to worry with too long of a wait when I was getting pizza from Pizza Hut, considering that I used to live like 5 minutes away from a Pizza Hut. But that store is closed down now, so I can't get any delicious pizza from there anymore. So I have to resort to Domino's. It's kind of sad, but just something you gotta deal with as the days move on. Let's plant those mahogany seeds down there. Be nice to get a few more mahogany trees on the farm, as those are also a good supply of hardwood for us. So yeah, the day has been pretty good overall. In terms of some other stuff, so very lately I have been watching quite a few streams specifically relating to Monster Hunter Rise, as that game has finally been released on PC, and it's been quite interesting seeing that game in action on PC, because, oh boy, the frame rate compared to how it is in the Switch version is just so frickin' fast. I cannot believe that I'm actually seeing the game running at that great of a speed. I'm definitely a lot more used to how things run on the Switch. So I'm probably not going to invest in the PC version of the game unless I see it on sale. Just because I kind of have a thing about double dipping on most games, so I'm probably going to wait for the game to be on sale, then I'll pick it up on PC. So I definitely would like to try it on PC given the different frame rates. It should definitely be a fun experience. Yeah, that'll be nice to check out. In terms of some other stuff I've been doing, so I've actually been playing a few of my different Stardew farms in between the stream sessions so that I could get a bit of practice for what we'll be taking care of in the next couple of days and get all prepared for that. And oh man, it was pretty fun actually going back to some of my older farms and seeing how much progress I had made in them, and also some areas I could have improved in, obviously. But yeah, it was fun checking out all of the old farms I did. Ooh, it's got some pepper jelly. It's not the best thing we could make with jelly, but should still sell decently well. At least better than it would have sold just being as regular hot peppers. Don't think we made too good of a profit this day. Yeah, we did alright. We did alright. It's definitely good because we definitely need the money for these upcoming projects. Alright, what's the day looking? Because I need some information on that. A storm is approaching. That is what I like to see, as that means it's time to upgrade our watering can. Fall's almost here. It's arguably the most lucrative season for farmers, so make sure you're saving some money to buy new seeds. If you haven't upgraded your watering can by now, it's probably a good idea. Yup, as that indicates you'll definitely want to upgrade your watering can. To Farmer Hayden, my knee's acting up again, and you know what helps? Rubbing the darn thing with hot pepper. Trouble is, my supplies run dry. If you've got one to spare, I'd be much obliged. George. Okay, so we got a request from George. Luckily, we have a ton of pepper plants on the farm, so we can easily get this taken care of. And it looks like the last melon harvest of the season is upon us. Oh, that's good. That's the last gold rank melon we needed. Definitely makes me happy to see that. I got that ancient fruit plant very close to completion. This is going to be a very lucrative day. We're going to make so much money off of this. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, I was going back to my previous Stardew Valley save files and just checking out how things have changed in between those sessions and what I could definitely improve upon, especially given my experience with the series nowadays. It's been very fun just getting to experience this game all again. Okay. Alright, so we got the 5 melons there, and then what I want to do is make some melon jelly. I can't really imagine that'd be too good, especially considering I have a personal disdain towards a melon. We also got some honey, which we also need for one of our bundles. That's good. Alright, is nothing else we needed for the bundles? Yep, I think that's everything we needed that we can obtain in summer. That's good. Alright, we got a pepper we need to give to George. Yep, that should be good. I'll just check to see if our fridge needs anything. I definitely feel like we should keep a radish for later. We might have already made a radish salad, actually. Yep, we've done that, so I don't really think we need... No, I don't think we need another radish, so I think we're good there. And we got a good supply of the other crops, so let's go ahead and put these away. But yeah, as I was saying before, I was going over a lot of my previous game files, and it's very fun getting to revisit those farms. Especially because I've been trying to play at least one of every type of farm, so it's given me a good chance to get a feeling for the different playstyles you can have on the different ones. And also cool just with a lot of the other different things you can do in the game. Like, in one of my files, I've actually decided to get the Joja membership, which means you are unable to do the Janimo questline, where you feed a bunch of different items into the community center in order to improve it. It is pretty cool seeing the alternate version of that, where you have the... where instead of gathering up items in order to complete that, you instead have to spend money to Joja, and it is quite a substantial amount of money you have to donate. And once you pay for the different things, they will provide you with a lot of different rewards that you would normally obtain from the completing the Janimo bundles. But what isn't so good about taking that route is that you don't get a lot of the extra rewards that you would get for completing one of the bundles, which is kind of sad that there's no way you could really benefit from it like that, but, you know, that's just how it goes. A lot of different paths you can take in this game, and some of them are better than others, obviously. Throw that egg in there. And we got quite a few things here. Got to take to the community center and to George. Shouldn't have to worry about George going anywhere right now. So yeah, it was really cool getting to see about that. Alright, Willie wants a largemouth bass. We can take care of that as we go up to... Robbins. Took you long enough. Well, it's good and spicy at least. Thanks. I do like me some hot peppers myself. Especially when I go to get a sandwich. Those are always just a nice little treat, nice and crunchy, and also spicy. I don't really need to buy anything from Pierre's. Before the end of the season, I would also recommend picking up at least one of every seed type for later. But it's not really going to be too important for me at the moment. Let's go ahead and put that honey away. And for the quality crops, some nice juicy melons. Definitely want to look out for the corn once it gets up to the gold rank, as we'll be able to finish that up. Yeah, we're making very good progress with this now. Still need some more things with the animal bundle, which we're not going to do until we upgrade the coop and the barn. So we'll definitely want to watch out for that. Alright, so got my next missions we're going to do for the rest of this day. Which is, we're going to pay a visit to Robin in order to get one of the buildings set up that I wanted. The next thing I want to do is set up a well on the farm so that we have a nice convenient place to refill our watering can. Let's go ahead and build that. Doesn't require a whole lot, only costing 1000 G and 75 pieces of stone. Yeah, I feel like that would be a good placement for the well. It's not really blocking anything, so that makes me very happy. Oh shoot, I just remembered one of the other things I was going to do. Since we have a storm tomorrow, it would be very good to get the watering can upgraded. And luckily, we have enough money to take care of that. So, let's go and do that. After we pick up some mushrooms. So we're getting a good supply of the mushrooms we need to make medicine. I wish that the purple mushrooms were a bit more common, but I understand why they're not. I'm just gonna need 5 of you. Well, the mayonnaise is ready. That's good. So yeah, a good chunk of these days are mainly going to be spent trying to gather up resources, as we have a lot of different things we need to make as we are reaching the end of this season. But I'm definitely all for it, because the farm has been making some very good improvements in the last couple of stream sessions. And it'll be very good to see some more advancements as we press on towards the end of this year. Because especially in the later parts of this game is when things are going to get pretty interesting when it comes to the things we can do. Alright, the watering can is put away. We barely got any money right now, but that's okay. Just don't have enough time to go get an octopus, or at least try to do that. But I want to see if we can get the largemouth bass request in. And then I'm thinking we'll head into the mine and try to gather more stone. We found a book for the library. Oh, hi, Penny. There you go. Thank you, this looks special. I definitely want to interact a lot more with the townspeople. I just don't really have a good chance to do that right now because I don't have a good supply of resources to really give the townspeople gifts. But as things advance forward, it'll be very nice once we have a good supply of gifts just to go around town and give as many as we need to people. Alright, we got plenty of energy for this, so let's start fishing. I can see that some people are already messaging me over Discord right now. Probably for some things. I'll definitely check on that very soon, but we got some more work to do here on the farm. So going back to my previous Stardew Valley files, yesterday I actually drew out one of my Stardew protagonists for the first time. Specifically the character I use for the nighttime farm. The one where you can get enemies to spawn on the farm at night. And definitely a character I really like, because their design is pretty unique, and they also happen to be in a relationship with one of the more interesting characters in the game. We already saw a bit of him in the last session, and some of the vices that he is unfortunately a victim of. But yeah, it's a character I definitely have a lot of attachment to, and it's very cool seeing just how far they've come as a farmer. Especially with some of the stuff that I've been able to do with their farm, as we've advanced farther into the game and gone to see a lot more of the various content we can do. So it's very nice getting to just see how distinct this particular file is compared to the others. Where we're a very successful farm, but we're also at danger of being attacked by monsters. Oh, that is sweet! We found ourselves some rubies in that chest. That's something you normally wouldn't be able to find in the mine until you get into the lower levels. So I'm quite impressed we're able to find one of those that early. Let alone 2 of them. We'll definitely give that to Gunfer. One thing I will say, going back to this particular game file, after playing a bit on the other files, is that there are definitely some quality of life improvements that I was able to unlock in those files that I don't have yet here, and I would definitely like to fix that. Because yeah, once you start playing the game with some of the later advancements, it can be hard to go back to these older ones. Ooh, we got a new reward from that. We got a large futon bear. Can be place decoration. You know, it is very lucky there is an N at the end of that word, because otherwise that would put a completely different image in my head, and I don't think anybody wants that. Besides me. Enough about my search history. We'll go put that little decoration in my house. We definitely have enough room for it, considering the advancements we've been making with it. Be nice to sell a bit of the fish we caught as well. So going forward, might want to save a few of these for some of the recipes we're going to do. And I guess I could save that ruby for later, because I know that somebody's going to want that. Yeah, sell some of those, and then put these away. Cheese is ready. So I don't remember if the chub is needed for any specific recipes, but I definitely think that the carp and rainbow trout will be important. Not for any recipes we currently have, but in the future we're definitely going to need those. Yeah, we don't have any of those recipes yet. Want to be on the lookout, though. Especially as we improve our relations with the various townspeople, as they'll give us more access to certain things. Definitely want to make some more iron. Okay, let's see if we can get that bass. See Robin down there not working on my well. It's okay, she doesn't actually start work until the next day, so she can take a little breather. Just map out the design she's going to use. I definitely have a lot of respect for people who do carpentry and building stuff, as I dabbled a little bit in that when I was in high school, mostly doing things like birdhouses and cranes and stuff, but really nothing too major. So we got the bass that Willie wanted. Let's go bring that to him, and then for the rest of the session, well, for the rest of this day, I'm thinking we could... No, we're not really going to have too much time for it. I was going to suggest we go to the mine and see if we can dig up some more stone for some future projects. But we don't really have the time for it, so we might just head into the forest. Just want to check garbage cans when you can. Make sure there are little goodies in there. There's Leia. And how about Willie? If he's not in his shop, then he could be at some of the other water areas around town. Oh, there he is. Here, Willie. So that gets us a very nice supply of money. Is there anything else on the beach we need? Nope. So just a warning for the future. If there's anything you need to do on the beach before the end of the summer, I highly recommend taking care of it before the 28th, as something will happen that will close off access to the beach on that day. Just something to watch out for. Let's go ahead and eat that for the energy. Definitely feels good. Looks like she's heading home. So I definitely feel that. Especially with how things have been lately. Don't want to go too much into my actual work life, but things were pretty busy this week, and definitely a few stressful moments. Nothing really major, but I don't know, just still feel a little disappointed when people come into the store not wearing masks. Like, in the last 2 years, have you felt nothing about what was going on, people? Yeah, we'll eventually see the end of this pandemic eventually. Still thinking back to when I was just starting out my Emerald streams and how I was still talking about the pandemic during that, and how little things have really improved since then. I don't know, we'll eventually see the end of this nightmare. It's gonna take a while longer than we anticipated. Alright, what's nice, we got the traveling merchant showing up tomorrow. Though I don't really see any use in talking to them on this day, since we already have a rare seed, and I really feel like we only need to pick one of those. At least for the first year. Eventually they'll come to a point where I will recommend just picking up as many rare seeds as you can from them. But for the time being, I'm mostly just going to stick to just waiting to build up your supplies. Alright, we're already doing pretty good on our hardwood here. Got some other stuff we can sell, and want to plant another one of those mahogany seeds. And also find a place to put our futon bear. Alright, put you there. It'll be nice to see those mahogany trees fully grown. So it'll give us some good stuff. Let's put our little bear friend over here. And get to bed before midnight. That was clutch. So now we're at level 7. We get the crafting recipe for a loom and quality retaining soil. Pretty much a better version of the soil that we have previously obtained. Yeah, we got a good amount of profit from those melons. So good. We already got back like all the money that we spent from upgrading our watering can. That is good. Gonna be a beautiful sunny day tomorrow. Dear Hayden, like to share an old cooking recipe my pappy used to make. It's important the fish is fresh. Willie. So now we can make chowder. And no, it's not pronounced chowder. Okay, so that chowder is right there. So we're gonna need a clam and milk. So we can easily pick up clams from the beach, and milk is readily obtained from your cows on the farm. So, like that, we already have pretty much everything we need to get that. Just need to wait on the actual... just need to wait for clams to show up on the beach, and we're good. Alright, it's raining, so might as well just have the animals rest out here. So what I should do is try to get some grass starts ready. I still haven't bought the recipe to make grass starts yet. But yeah, we could purchase those pretty easily at Pierre's, so it's no trouble for us. Ooh, we got a large milk. So I feel like it would be nice if the large milk would allow you to get, like, 2 pieces of cheese when made instead of just 1. But I kind of get why they limit it. God, I hope we can get another good corn harvest. I mean, we don't have to worry too much about the corn, since it's one of the crops that we're able to grow regardless of the season, at least until winter. So don't have to worry about that. Alright, so how about for this day we go try to take care of a certain thing we can do down at the beach. Because we gotta look for clams, but there is also that certain cephalopod we need to catch. And what a better time as any to try to obtain it. Yeah, there's no more birthdays we need to worry about. There's no mission on the notice board. So we'll spend this morning trying to catch us the octopus. And after that, we'll probably head down into the mine and see about getting some more stone and other resources. That sounds like a good plan. Ooh, a clam. So we got 2 of those right off the bat. Very good. So I feel like one of the best places to fish on the beach is over here by this rock. So I don't think I've really gone over it, but the best places to catch fish tend to be in deep water. I think that almost always guarantees you to being able to find fish really quickly. I'm gonna wait a while to take that to the community center. But that is a resource that we are not supposed to come by until we go much deeper into the mine. I am so glad we actually were able to pick that up now. That is so good. Aw, man. This is why I really love leveling up the fishing skill and just trying to catch fish in general, you just get so much good stuff you wouldn't normally be able to obtain until later. It's like having a pickup Pokemon in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Just being able to get evolution stones way earlier than you're supposed to. Oh, man. Now, I talked a bit about some Pokemon stuff going on in the last couple of streams. Haven't really done so lately. Just because I've been kind of taking a little break from the game until later. I was watching some people stream Brilliant Diamond before the start of this stream, so it's kind of nice I'm still getting some little bit of exposure to that before the next big purchase that will be coming by the end of this month. Man, I am still really excited for Legends Arceus. Like, there's so much this game that I really feel is going to be, like, the next evolution for the Pokemon series. Like, a lot of the stuff I'm seeing in Legends Arceus, it feels like a prototype Gen 9 in a lot of ways. Like, a lot of what they're doing with the more open areas, with you discovering Pokemon in the field, a lot of the stuff with Pokedex building and how the quests are set up, it definitely feels like they are stepping into this being the next natural step for the franchise, and I'm really excited that they're taking this experimental approach to the games. And a lot of the content exclusive to it is definitely going to be fun. I really like the designs for all the new Hisuian form Pokemon and the new evolutions. Because I generally feel that regional variants are like one of the best new additions to the series. It definitely gives each new region its own set flavor and personality compared to some of the older ones. And man, just having a prequel game set in the main series just feels so freaking amazing. Because we really haven't seen too many prequels in this series, but them taking this direction with Legends Arceus, it has me very excited. So I don't know for certain if we're going to see the next mainline Pokemon games. Oh boy! This boy! No! That was it! That was the octopus, and I totally flubbed it. This is why I recommend waiting until later, once you have a higher fishing skill and once you have the better fishing rod before doing this. Because that bitch is fast! Well, we got a tune at least. We're going to need that for a recipe, so it's nice to hold on to that. Ooh, see what this treasure is. Yeah, I don't know for certain if we're going to get the next mainline Pokemon game this year, especially because we have Legends Arceus coming out near the end of this month, but we'll see. They tend to do a lot of big announcements on Pokemon Day, which is in late February. And by then, a lot of people will have finished up Legends Arceus, so it'll be interesting to see what goes down then. Personally, I'm looking to get back into Brilliant Diamond, especially because I want to eventually Nuzlocke that game, and oh boy, knowing what's coming up with that particular game and its final battle, it is going to be a interesting experience, to say the least. And that's coming from someone who is able to Nuzlocke the frickin' Ultra Moon with its very infamous late game boss that is really powerful. So yeah. So we at least managed to see an octopus this day. It was just very, very hard and we couldn't catch it. But we still made a good amount of catches here. And especially obtain a treasure that we need to fill up a bundle in the community center. So let's go take care of that. And then I guess we could stop by the traveling merchant and see what they have to sell. Probably not going to be anything too major. So I want to take this bad boy over to the boiler room. And you go in the geologist bundle. And that gives us 5 Omni Geodes. These are pretty much the best geodes when it comes to being able to get the various minerals and other various treasures. So all we need to finish up the boiler room is an iron bar and a gold bar. We should be able to obtain those very easily. In fact, given how much time we have right now, how about we crack open these geodes at Clint's and see if we're able to obtain the resources we need. We could also try to buy some ore from Clint, but typically I don't tend to buy ore from Clint because we can just readily obtain it in the mine. I don't know, it just seems like a waste of money to me to have to buy something we can readily obtain in nature. Hey, buddy. That's right, he's working on the watering can, so we can't actually break the geodes open yet. God, this game. I do really like this game, but there are just those little things that make me go, really? And that's one of them. Clint really can't take a break from upgrading my watering can to just crack open some rocks? Really? I mean, it's not too much trouble for me. What is nice is that one of the later updates to this game introduced a way you can obtain an item that allows you to crack open geodes without needing the help from Clint. It's gonna take a while before we're gonna see any use from that. But, you know, it's good to keep that in mind for later. Alright, so definitely going to store a tuna for later. So don't think we need any of these other fish. Might need them some recipes going forward, but these other ones specifically I don't think we're going to need. Okay, let's go ahead and make that chowder. Very nice. It's going to have to store the next milk we get so we can have a nice refill on that. But yeah, managed to make some chowder. It's actually good for improving your fishing skills. I could definitely recommend making a few more of those. And they're pretty easy to make. Just need to pick up some clams and harvest some milk. They are very easy to obtain. Alright, let's sell the rest of this fish, get a nice profit before we head down into the mine. Just want to check out our ore supply right now. We do have a bit of gold, not enough to make a bar, but it is nice that we have some. It's definitely going to need a lot more metal going forward for upgrading our tools. Yeah, we'll head down into the mine to see if we're able to get a few more resources before the end of this very stormy day. Alright, we're at floor 60 now, so we're getting pretty dang far into the mine. Around this point, I could definitely recommend bringing some food down into the mine to help you recover health, because some of the enemies coming up will hurt a lot. And at this point, we don't have a whole lot of defense, so it can be very tricky to get past certain obstacles at this point. Go away, Ghosty. I do need you for your solar essence, but you are kind of a pain right now. Ooh! There's some amethyst there. We could use that as a gift for Abigail. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go. Uh-oh. It's getting misty. That means there's going to be a lot of bats. I said go away. Go. Scat. Shoo. Vominos. Boo. Scree. Piss off. Okay, we've already exposed the ladder here. So quickly get out. Nice, making pretty good progress on this floor right now. Ooh, definitely want to crack open this rock for all the rock we can get here. Definitely don't want the ghost to touch you because I can believe they can put a debuff on you, and that could be very unfortunate. Let's crack open these ones. Come here, ghosty. Alright, looks like we're already going to get to floor 65 very easily. That makes me happy. It's nice making some advancements throughout this dungeon, especially as we get deeper in. Things definitely going to get crazy the further down we go. There's a lot of these dust spirits. Alright, I've exposed the ladder, so we can take that should the need arise. Will you guys leave me alone? Oh, we made that slime mad. Go away, you. I wonder what else we can find on this floor. Don't have much farther here. I know I'm being kind of quiet right now. I just want to concentrate on the combat here. It's already difficult enough trying to focus with all these enemies bouncing around and trying to find various resources down here. Ooh, could be something good in here. Yeah, a nice supply of resources. Alright, let's get down to floor 65. And then we should be able to call it for this night. Is there anything we can obtain on this floor before we go? Nope, nothing important. Let's go. So yeah, that was definitely a very worthwhile venture into the mine. Got a lot of good resources for us. And we should be receiving our upgraded watering can tomorrow, as well as the well. It's kind of funny how that all fit together so nicely. So I'm definitely gonna try to come up with some new topics to discuss for the next day, once we have the time to actually talk about things. Let's put all that away. All that away. Yeah, we definitely have some good supplies here. Definitely want to grab some more stone. One of the new things we're going to do, we're going to need at least 200 pieces of stone. So we still got a lot more to grab. Hang on, I want to check our supplies here. We have a lot of spares on a lot of these resources. Alright, I'm gonna move the geodes into our inventory just so that I have them ready and available for when we head down to Clint's. We'll get that taken care of very quickly. Alright, another day is done. Definitely turned in a good profit with all those fish we were catching. With that, we got 2 more days of summer. It's going to be clear and sunny tomorrow. Perfect weather for the dance of the moonlight jellies. The event will take place on the beach starting between 10 o'clock p.m. and 12 o'clock a.m. Don't be late. So yeah, we got something coming up. Definitely looking forward to that. Dear Hayden, I was conducting a field study the other day and I found this specimen. I hope you find it as interesting as I did. Demetrius. Got a nautilus shell. That is actually a resource we're not readily able to obtain until much later. So I'm very thankful that Demetrius gave us that because we actually need to donate it to the community center. Definitely grateful. Going forward, I could recommend saving the battery packs, as those will be useful for something coming up. Definitely a lot later on in our journey, but we'll definitely want to hold on to those. It's probably going to be the last harvest from our coffee plant we're going to see this season, because those will be going away very soon. Ooh, we got all the corn we need. So that is very good. I got a lot of things to donate to the community center and a lot of things to get from Clint. Definitely has me very excited. So we got 25 coffee beans in storage right now. Those will be very good for later. It's very good to have a nice supply of coffee beans, as eventually we're going to build something that will actually see some good use from them in the future. The rest of these I think can go, especially because we have a lot of peppers and corn in storage. We'll store a few pieces of corn. And then we'll sell the rest of these. Alright, check in with the animals. And then we'll want to head off to Clint's to pick up the watering can. Also, we can check out the new well. Thank you for your milk cream. Alright, definitely want to store you for later. So what other resources could we make? So we need wheat flour for pizza. Yeah, we can buy that at the shop whenever. So need... Alright, we need oil for that. Among other recipes. As we can't do that yet. Need cheese for you. Since don't need, don't have. Okay, so we're gonna have to pick up some wheat flour and some oil from the shop. Ah, dang, I just realized that we didn't go pay a visit to the traveling merchant yesterday. Not that it really matters, but just something I like to do. Alright, so we got quite a few chores to do this morning. So we're probably not going to try to get an octopus this morning, just because we have so much to do. But yeah, I don't recommend trying to get the octopus as early as you can in the game. Definitely wait until you have the resources to do it. Alright, it's going to take a while. I got things to donate to the community center. Let's do that before we head into the shops. Just want to take those piece of corn over here to complete the quality crops bundle. I really like how you're able to finish up that bundle in the summer. And for doing that, we get a preserves jar. So that is very handy to us. So we just need a couple things going forward, namely some fruits or some things we can't make yet. Animal bundle's going to require some things we can't get until we get some new animals on the farm. And then that can be completed once we harvest some fall crops. So, we've pretty much taken care of everything we can do there for the time being. We got ourselves a nice new preserve jar. And the bulletin board, we're able to finally finish the field research bundle. And we get a recycling machine from that. Pretty handy. Nice, that's going to take a while to finish. That's going to take a while. We should be able to get these next season, and these are going to take a while. Yeah, the bulletin board I definitely consider the most complicated of the things to complete. It's definitely going to take a while to find all the resources we need. As for other stuff we can do, we could try to get another building set up, but we're going to need some more resources. Namely, hardwood and stone. So we can see if we can take care of that very soon. For now, let's grab our steel watering can. And let us crack open some geodes and see what is inside. It's like a gotcha machine. Except we don't find pictures of sexy waifus in them. What is wrong with me? Just getting some interesting things just from that first batch of materials. Got some stuff we can give to Gunther, which is very good. Should be able to get some nice rewards from these. Got some clay, some hematite, a frozen tear. We can try giving that to Sebastian if we see him. Iron ore, and esperite. Cool. And from these Omni Geodes, we got opal, a dolomite, some iridium ore. That is really good they're able to get that now, as that's something that is not readily obtainable to us by this point. Some orpiment, and another piece of iridium. Ooh, I'm so happy we're able to obtain some of that. That's one of the rarest resources we can obtain, and it's very lucky we're able to obtain those as early as we can. Because that's usually something you're not able to obtain until much later on in the game. But for now, let's go donate all these items we now have. So we got a reward from donating that. And from donating that. Alright, what do we get? So we got a singing stone and pumpkin seeds. Those will be very good coming up as we are close to the next season. That makes me very happy indeed. And singing stone is just something we're going to need coming up for some things. Alright, let's go take these back to the house. Alright, before I forget, I need to head down to... Oh, hey, Arv. I need to head to the store, pick up the wheat flour and the oil that we need, and then we should probably work to obtain some resources that we desperately need. There, Pierre. Not gonna buy that just yet. Take the wheat flour and some oil. Definitely pretty pricey, but It'll help us get some nice recipes done in the future. Alright, which of these do we want to sell? Pretty much only the sweet pea. Store all that, and the iridium. I'm so lucky we're able to obtain that right now. It'll be so useful to us later. Alright, so we got 107 stone. We're gonna need a lot more. Store the pumpkin seeds, as we're not gonna be able to plant those until next season. And then... I want to think about the placement of these items. Yeah, very soon this isn't going to be a garden area, so put that jar there. So the bee house we can set up over here, as this is going to be our next major farming area. And the recycle machine I want to take down here. As once we set up some more... the lightning really did a number there. So once we set up some more crab pots down here, having the recycle machine will just be very handy for us. Alright, we got some stuff we can take care of. Alright, store the ingredients in the fridge for now. Okay, what is something we could, for the time being... let's take out that unmilled rice. There's nothing we're really going to be able to do with that until later. So store you there. Guess the crayfish, we can make that into some sashimi. And we don't need the mayonnaise for anything right now. So the singing stone, how about we put over here? It's a nice little decoration in the house. It's very sweet. Hold on to that in case we need some energy in the future. But let's show off the range on our new improved watering can. So now we're able to water 5 tiles, making this a very handy tool for watering our crops. Yeah, that's very good. Between just how accessible this item is and the range it is able to water certain crops, that is very good. Definitely a nice improvement over our copper watering can. And with the well now set up on the farm, you can just easily refill a watering can over there from now on. Alright, so going forward, it's going to need some more hardwood and some more stone. Definitely fill up on the hardwood most easily right now, so let's head down to the forest and try to obtain some more hardwood. Then we'll head down to the mine to get some stone. Also, what I would like to do is upgrade our copper pickaxe. We have the money for it, so we can get that taken care of very soon. Probably not in this stream session, though, since we're going to be ending things off by the end of summer, which is going to be on the next day. But yeah, we should get our pickaxe upgraded around the beginning portion of fall, which will be a very nice improvement overall. We can clear up some more space on the farm, and also be able to break through rocks more easily in the mine. It'll be very handy for us. Yeah, I guess to talk about some other stuff that's been going on lately. So I made a little investment that I feel is going to be pretty good for us in the future. So obviously living with myself and my brother, we tend to go through a lot of groceries throughout the weeks. Namely, we definitely consume a lot of juice, and it can be very costly and also lead to a lot of plastic waste around our house, which is rather unfortunate, but I made an investment that could definitely help to mitigate that problem. So I bought a plastic pitcher that I'm planning to fill mostly with some of those frozen concentrate drinks, and it'll definitely help to lower the amount of plastic waste we are producing, and also just try to, I don't know, just try to focus on some more healthier options for us than just constantly drinking soda all the time, because I definitely have been ingesting way too much soda than someone my age should be consuming. But yeah, it's a nice little investment. I feel like it'll definitely be a healthier improvement for me as the years go on. Another lost book. So I should definitely head to the library before the end of this season, as we found a lot of books today, and it would be nice to check those out. Maybe look into a couple different things. You can see Maru and Abigail in this area. Kind of about the sashimi up here because I want to see if Sebastian is available to give a gift to. But right now, I don't think... Yeah, he's not here. Not really in the mood to go looking for Sebastian right now, as we have some work to do in the mine. So we'll go take care of that. We definitely need to gather some more stone. That's already good. We've got a few slime and some dust spirits. So we're getting a lot of winter roots from these guys already, as those are a particular crop that is useful for some recipes in the future. Because I think we already have the recipe for it. Yeah, the roots platter. That is a very good recipe to invest in, so I recommend grabbing as many winter roots as you can. Oh, there's the steps. Let's probably want to upgrade our weapon if we can. Definitely been carrying this sword for quite a while. It could be nice to get an improvement over it. There, buddy. I saw that topaz up there. Ooh, we got solar essence and refined quartz from that ghost. It's definitely nice seeing all the different resources that can be obtained from enemies. Nice, we got some good topaz on that. Definitely make a good gift for Emily. I know I said I'm not going to romance her, but it is just so easy to romance Emily since she likes gemstones. Alright, so we can head on to the next floor. Ooh. Definitely want to take this guy out, because he might have something good for us. A glow ring. So I think our glowstone ring is a better version of that overall, so we're not going to equip that, but it's nice to have for the future, I guess. Yeah, buddy. You don't cause me too much trouble down here. Given how late it is, I don't think we're going to be able to reach floor 70 in this day. This is a little unfortunate. Alright, that's a good investment at least. Yeah, we're at floor 68, and we don't have much time left in this day. I don't think we're going to be able to make it. At least we're able to acquire a lot of good resources for us. Hey, go away, buddy. There's something else I can talk about recently. Hey, so the show came out on Adult Swim pretty recently called Smiling Friends. Basically a show created by a bunch of Newgrounds animators and content creators who basically want to create their own TV show, and oh boy, from all the clips that I've seen of the show online, it is just so freaking funny. Like, easily one of the funniest shows I have seen in quite a while, with the special brand of humor it has, and just the way a lot of the characters are animated, and how the characters talk and stuff. It's just such a wild show. I highly recommend it if you're into that kind of strange and very both unsettling but also just quaint kind of humor. I don't know, just something about it between the animation and the writing is just amazing to me. It just feels very fresh compared to a lot of shows I've been seeing recently. Yeah, could definitely recommend it. It's past 12. Hurry up and finish up this resource gathering. We already got most of the stone we're going to need for our next build. Oh, we found that. Alright, let's make some more steel bars. Yeah, then we'll take our melon jelly, sell all this. Keep the sashimi for later. I think now is a good time just to store the scythe, as we're not going to be needing it for anything right now. Okay, glow ring, you can go in there for now. Alright, we stayed up until 1 AM, but we managed to take care of that day. And with that, we have only 1 day left in the month of summer. This has been a wild season for us. It's been full of great advancements on the farm. It's been a lot of stuff for us to do in order to get closer to the community. And now we know how to make bread! Bread making can be a very complex form of art, but I'll make it simple for you. Most important ingredient is flour, of course. But before we create the dough, we'll need to activate our yeast. They prefer warm water and a little something to feed on. I use plain sugar, but honey or maple syrup will do. And we already know how to cook bread because we bought that recipe from Gus. It's still a good one to have. It's gonna need some cheese to make pizza. That's definitely a good recipe to learn, since pizza is one of Sam's favorite foods. Dear Hayden was conducting a field study the other day and I found this specimen. I hope you find it as interesting as I did. Well, I don't really need that, but thank you. Dear Hayden, tonight around 10 o'clock p.m. a rare and beautiful event will take place. The Moonlight Jellies will be passing by Pelican Town on their long journey south for the winter. We're all gathering at the beach to watch. You don't want to miss this. See you tonight, Demetrius. So, how about we go on this topic, considering it's pretty important right now. So, this day, as it's been leading up to this, is another holiday. Specifically, this is the last holiday of the season. So, pretty much get all your affairs in order before heading off to the beach by the end of the day. Definitely going to want to keep most of our plants watered. At least the ones that will be carried over into the next season. Things like our green peppers and our blueberries and our tomatoes will all go away, so we're not going to be able to see any more rewards from those plants. But things like our corn, our sunflowers, and wheat will be sticking around for the next season. So definitely try to grow a couple more of those. It can be helpful to you. Now with that in mind, I might actually grab a couple of corn seeds in order to get a new plot ready. Nice. Get some jelly made from those guys. Gonna need to milk our cow. Thank you, cream. Let's make sure you have enough hay. Whoop, don't want to miss that egg. Sorry there, Almond. I didn't notice. Alright, so I think the milk we'll want to store. Yeah, actually, let's take that milk so we can have that processed into cheese. And you'll be turned to mayonnaise, and we'll sell the rest. Alright, that's a pretty decent final harvest for our summer crops. Wish we could have gone a bit more in before the end of the season, but it's okay. You, sir, are kind of in the way of our thing here. Okay, we got pretty much everything we needed taken care of on the farm, so yeah, the next thing we'll want to do is head off to... do we have enough? Yeah, we have enough iron to take care of this. Alright, if Clint is going to have his shop open during this holiday, because it's kind of a weird thing on the holidays where sometimes people won't have their stores open because they're getting ready for the holiday, which is sometimes the town is inaccessible to you until the holiday happens. But for this season in particular, Now, this is one of those holidays where people will actually be doing stuff around town. So shops will be open this day, so you can get a lot of the items that you need before the end of things. Just don't need any more of these for the future, so what we can definitely invest in is some more corn. And let's grab some sunflower seeds. And I guess we can grab some more wheat. Alright. And let's go see if we can get our pickaxe upgraded from Clint, as we're definitely going to need a stronger pickaxe as we delve deeper into the mine. This will mean that we aren't going to have a lot of time to really start harvesting stone until this thing is ready, but that's fine. So yeah, the Dance of the Moonlight Jellies is kind of an interesting holiday. It's not really as important as something like the Egg Festival or the Luau, where a lot of just the townsfolk are getting ready for this one thing, and that'll take up most of the day. This is kind of something that helps to complement the season of summer. Just a little note to end the season off after everything we've been doing. So this day is pretty peaceful. The only downside to it is that we do not have access to the beach at all this day. So we just have to grin and bear it. Alright, all those are ready. So I actually want to keep our cheese now. So we can use that to make a pizza. Nice. There's definitely some nice little resources for us in the future. Alright, so let's get our crops ready for this next season. So we're going to be having our plants over in this area. Alright, so I'm going to save this area for something a little later. We're going to have this section set up for our plants. And let's grab some more. The speed grow we can use for something coming up, but we don't really need that right now. Let's make a bunch of fertilizer. And then let us plant some crops. So we got our corn. Then we have our sunflowers. And we'll finish up with some wheat. Alright, that is good to start off this little plot for the future of our farm. So for the future, we're going to need some more hay. Pretty sure, given our current supply. Actually, we're not going to need too many pieces of hay going forward, which is nice. I could see us getting a second silo on the farm so that we can store more hay for the future. I don't really need it right now since we don't have a lot of animals, but in the future, we could definitely invest in a second silo. So let's take this time to go harvest some hardwood. Let's start off by harvesting from these logs over here. We're long overdue to harvest from these logs. Those gives us a lot of hardwood that we need. Ooh, we found a beach warp totem. It's not anything we're going to need right now, but those could be helpful in the future. Yep, let's harvest a bit of hardwood from the trees and any logs that are still on the farm. That'll be a good use of our time. Alright, with that, we should have all the hardwood we need for the next build we're going to make. So we do not have enough time to get to the carpentry shop. So this is going to be a build that we're going to wait a bit on. Especially because we don't have the money for it. But now we have all the hardwood in order to get this particular build I have planned ready. And another thing we need is to have some more iron bars. So definitely want to head back down to the mine, see if we can acquire a bit more iron ore. But again, that's for the future, not now. How about we convert this periwinkle into sashimi? It's always nice to have a good supply of food for later, especially as we are going to be doing some more mining work. Definitely in one of the seasons coming up, we're going to spend a lot of time in the mine, considering what is available to us in that season, also what is not available to us in that season. We'll see more of that in the future. So I'm definitely thinking we can keep some of these plants, but some of them I feel like we could definitely part with. Yeah, some of these I'm definitely feeling like we could keep. Want to see what else we can harvest out here right now. It's another one of these logs. Alright, looks like we're not harvesting any more hay from the grass. So that means our silo should be full right now. Yep, our silo is full. So I guess the last thing we could do before the end of this is... I think the last thing we can do in this season is try to catch some fish. Let me just eat some sashimi to replenish our energy. Nice. And yeah, let's spend the rest of this session catching some fish, specifically by the river, as we are unable to get any from the beach. I'm quite satisfied with how things have progressed this season. The farm has definitely seen a lot of improvement since last time. There's definitely some stuff we could have advanced with. Like, we could have bought a lot more melons early on to try to get a much bigger harvest. I definitely feel like that would have been a good way to accumulate a very big supply of money. But going forward, we're going to be having another opportunity to have a very big harvest. So we'll definitely try to make the most of that when it comes for the next season and the next session. And we still have the upgrades we need to make on the coop and the barn. Once we start making some more money and have the resources for it, we'll definitely get those upgrades done. We also have a few things we can do in the community center for the next season. There's some stuff we're not going to be able to complete, but for the most part, we should be able to knock out a few more of the bundles going forward. And we definitely have to explore more of the mine. Once we get our upgraded pickaxe, we should be able to make some really good progress in the mine. Because we'll be able to break stone more easily, which will give us a better opportunity to find the stairs. So, yeah, we'll be seeing some more progress that way. In terms of some other things we could have done besides the octopus, there is another fish we could have gotten this season. But I kind of want to save discussion about those particular fish for a bit later once they become more relevant. Which, if I actually checked the books in the library this day, we probably actually would have seen some information about them. But let's just say that will come a point where we're going to be focusing a great deal on trying to obtain some very hard to get fish that we wouldn't normally find otherwise. But yeah, we did pretty good when it comes to obtaining different things over the course of this season. We got pretty much everything we could do in summer that we could have completed at this point, besides a few things. We didn't catch the octopus, and we didn't catch the Dorado, among a few other things. But of the necessary things to complete the community center and to upgrade the barn, or things around the farm, we still did a very good amount of work. Alright, it's 10 p.m., so the dance of the moonlight jellies has begun. So after we catch this fish, we'll head on down to the beach. Got a nice supply of fish before the end. So yeah, this has definitely been a pretty productive summer overall. We definitely seen some nice improvements to ourselves and the farm. So let's end things on a good note. Isn't this a pretty sight?
I remember seeing the jellies once as a little girl. Oh, how I jumped with joy when they arrived. But that was long ago. I'm a lot less energetic now.
What? Why are you looking at me like that? You think I'm too old to enjoy something like this? Not at all, George. Well, summer's over. To be honest, I'll be happy to say goodbye to these blasted mosquitoes. Same, Harvey. I'll just sneak up when the jellies arrive. I don't want to bother anyone. Aw, Linus, I wish you were a lot closer with the rest of the community. You definitely deserve it, man. Oh, there's Rosmodius. How did you find me back here? I thought I was well hidden. Perhaps you're blessed with the gift of clairvoyance. I'm here to observe the Lunaloos, or moonlight jellies as you call them. They possess an unusually potent magical aura for an aquatic life form. It's getting a bit of world building here with the moon jellies. Hey Leia, you're all alone on the dock? Hey, I'm paying my respects to another bygone summer. That's nice. It's definitely been an interesting season. The moonlight jelly. What a remarkable species. We're very lucky that they stop here on their long journey south. It's unknown why they're attracted to light. Very curious. It's past my bedtime. Hey, did you see that candle boat? I crafted it myself. It's kind of cold, actually. I guess fall's right around the corner. Yes, it is. I must say I haven't seen too many jellyfish in my life besides seeing some at a zoo aquarium before. But there was another time where I actually got to see some jellyfish that washed up on the shore of a beach after a storm. So that was just kind of interesting to see all the jellyfish all drying up on the sand. These candles are romantic, aren't they? Looks like Pierre has a little shop open. Quite a few things we're able to get here. Seafoam pudding. We're not able to afford that. But that is definitely a pretty elusive food item. Could definitely be helpful to us, especially with the way it improves your fishing skill. As for the other things we could get... You know, we haven't really been treating ourselves for too many of Pierre's shops during the holidays. How about we invest in the Moonlight Jelly banner? Just give us a nice little decoration for the house. Don't tell Gus, but I'm a little disappointed there's no buffet tonight. Don't worry, I won't tell. Moonlight jellies. I wonder how they taste. I would never try it, of course. Nah, don't worry, Gus. I'm sure they're not that poisonous. Life is so easy for a jellyfish, just letting the waves carry you onward forever. Nice way to look at it, Penny.
I want to see the rare green jelly.
I wonder if they're poisonous. Maybe I shouldn't push Sebastian in the water after all. Smart plan.
Such a rare and exciting thing.
Yes, it is. I thought I saw something moving in there. Something big. Something dark. Just trying to scare you. Thanks, Sebastian. I really appreciate that, actually.
I should have brought my camera. I always forget.
I can't believe summer's over. I feel like it just started. Man, I still have to deal with snow where I am right now. Do not rub it in.
That's a heavy load of people for an ancient wooden dock. I'll stay over here near the beach.
Nah, it's plenty sturdy. The jellies were here a year ago, and they'll be back again a year from now. Nature's amazing. Sure is, Shane.
I hope there are babies this year.
Most night fish will be scared off the light. These are strange ones.
There! I just saw something glowing!
Oh, it's gone.
Look out there! At the endless sea, deep underwater, all kinds of life forms are moving around in the dark. Eerie, isn't it?
You could definitely say that again, Emily. I wore my special shoes tonight. No one noticed. If we keep polluting the oceans, the jellies will surely go extinct. It's already in the process of happening. What a shame. We have no respect for nature anymore. A very sad truth about the world we live in right now. Good evening, Hayden. The moonlight jellies are close. I already saw one glowing in the distance. Once we launch the candle boat, they'll come up to the docks and say hello. I think for this event in particular, how about we zoom things out a tad? Yes, let's launch the boat. Oh man, I see that bubbling water over there taunting me. I want to go fishing. Hello there. There's more of them. There's the babies that Jazz was talking about. And look, there's the green one that Vincent was talking about. Not really the most exciting event, but it was definitely very pretty. The glow of summer has faded now, and the moonlight jellies carry on toward the great unknown. That was a very nice scene, wasn't it? And now we have this banner to remember us of that night. Level 7 foraging. Now we can make tree fertilizer, which will allow us to grow trees much faster than they normally would. We can now make winter wild seeds and a warp totem for the mountains. Definitely some interesting rewards there. Definitely much more interested in the tree fertilizer than the others. So yep, one last bit of money for the end of this season. And with that, that is everything we could do in the season of summer. Next time in Stardew Valley, we'll get started on everything we can do in fall, which is easily the most lucrative season for farming. Until next time, have a good night and take care.